Have you ever looked at all the different pride flags and thought, hang on, weren't we just using a rainbow? Because suddenly there's one with a purple circle, one with 5 shades of pink, and one that looks like it has a bare footprint on it. And you're thinking, is there a limit to how many of these we need? I've asked that question too, and today we're going to unpack it gently. I'll take you through where some of these flags have come from, what they actually mean, and whether having so many helps the community or just confuses everyone. Because by the end, we might not just understand the flags, we might understand each other a little better too. In 1978, artist and activist Gilbert Baker was asked to design a flag for the San Francisco Gay Freedom Day Parade. He created an 8-striped rainbow. Each colour had a meaning: pink for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for magic, indigo for serenity, and violet for spirit. But pink dye was expensive and turquoise didn't always show up well, so within a year we got the streamlined 6-striped version we know today. Even back then the flag had to evolve, not because of identity politics, but because of fabric supply chains. Now, the rainbow is great, but for many people it wasn't specific enough. If you didn't feel fully represented by the LGBTQ+ umbrella, a more personal flag made all the difference. So let's meet a few. Demi boy and Demi girl. This is where both identities acknowledge a partial connection to a specific gender, while not fully identifying with it. Polyamory flag got a much needed refresh. The old one had the Greek letter pi, clever, yes, but more maths class than Pride Parade. Polyamory is about having or wanting multiple loving relationships with everyone's full knowledge and consent. It's about honesty, openness and choice. The new version, more inclusive, less algebra. The aromantic flag of green, light green, white, grey, black. For those who don't experience a romantic attraction, because not everyone's looking for a rom-com ending, and that's okay. This one, no stripes, no gradients, just a yellow field and a bold purple circle. It might look simple, but it speaks volumes. It represents people born with characteristics that don't fit the typical definitions of male or female bodies. It's a flag that finally says we exist, we're not broken, and we're whole, just as we are. And then there's a flag for gay men and lesbians. Actually, there's another flag for lesbians and, oh, okay, there's quite a few flags associated with lesbians. Just the one, though, for the guys. At first glance, it might seem excessive, especially for lesbians, but when you understand the meaning behind the colours, it's not about design anymore, it's about identity. And identity isn't a one-size-fits-all. In 2018, graphic designer Daniel Kazar looked at the classic rainbow flag and thought it needed an upgrade. Not a total redesign, more of a remix. Daniel added a bold chevron pointing inward from the left, like an arrowhead of inclusion. The black and brown stripes were added to represent marginalised people of colour within the LGBTQ+ community. Voices thought to be left out of the mainstream rainbow narrative. And alongside them, the pink, blue and white from the trans flag were included to give a visibility to gender diverse people. And it wasn't just about colour, it was about direction, literally pointing forward, urging progress. It was unapologetically crowded, intentionally bold and very, very hard to ignore. In short, it did exactly what it was meant to do. Then in 2021, intersex activist Valentino Vecchietti took things a step further. They added a bright yellow triangle, a nod to the original Interex Flag, with a bold purple circle in the centre. No gradients, no frills, just confident, intentional colour. It was placed neatly onto the chevron, completing what we now know as the Intersex Inclusion Progressive Flag. One more step towards acknowledging those whose experiences has so often been overlooked, or worse, erased. And just like that, the rainbow became even more crowded, even more colourful, and a little more complete. Yes, it's busy, but so is humanity. This flag tries to do the impossible, represent as many people as possible, all in one design. Sure, it's no minimalist masterpiece, but it opens the door wider, and that's the point. So, are there too many pride flags? It's easy for you to say yes. From a design perspective, it might feel a little overwhelming, but this isn't really about flags, it's about people. Because at the end of the day, These aren't just banners, they're signals, messages that say, you matter, you're not alone, you belong. And while that might feel like a lot to take in, especially if you're not living that experience, it's not about memorising every shade and stripe, it's about recognising someone's need to feel seen. Because when you've grown up being ignored or mocked or told to hide who you really are, a piece of fabric with a few colours isn't trivial, it's powerful, it's validating, it's yours. These flags aren't clutter, they're connection. They're how people find each other, and sometimes they're how people find themselves. So no, it's not really about whether there are too many flags, it's about making space for everyone to feel like they belong. And if that takes 20 flags or 200 flags, maybe it's worth it. And that's the whole point. What do you think? Too many flags? Or is there beauty in the abundance? Do you think the progressive flag could one day be replaced by something simpler and even more encompassing? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you want to dive deeper into the stories behind the world's most fascinating flags, not just these ones, sign up to my newsletter. It's free, it's nerdy, and it's very, very colourful. So until next time, keep waving your flag, whichever one feels like home. Be seeing you.